Welcome to the Pharmacy Marketing Profits Podcast, the show that reveals how to take your independent pharmacy to the next level. Hear from professionals in the industry as they share their stories of success and inspire you. You'll also discover how to attract more customers with effective digital marketing strategies. Here is your host, Shane Gebhardt.
Well, let's go ahead and dive in. Glad to see everyone on here. Glad you could set aside the time and be with us here. So this is your COVID-19 Pharmacy Digital Action Plan. So this is actually the second time we've run through this webinar. We did it, I think, a week and a half ago, and it was really well received. We had a lot of people on, a lot of follow-up questions, a lot of people asking specific stuff. So I talked to my team, and we thought maybe it'd be a good idea to do it again, considering what's going on. The situation's evolving every day, as we all know. Things are changing daily, arguably even hourly. So this is a webinar we put together, and we do these every month. For anyone who's kind of new to us, we do these every month on different topics. So January and February we did your pharmacy digital marketing plan for the year, and then obviously with what has kind of transpired with this, we kind of shifted. We did one about SEO and one about websites and stuff like that. So we usually pick a different topic, but with the pandemic being what it is and front and center, we figured this would be a good opportunity to kind of go through what we're doing for our clients when it comes to their websites and their digital assets, and then how you guys can take this action plan and kind of run with it yourselves and implement it and get it into play. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. Let me make sure my mouse is working here. There we go. All right. So a few housekeeping things. Turn off your cell phone unless you're using it to listen in or be on the meeting. Obviously, don't turn it off. But if you're on a laptop or a desktop, turn off your cell phones. Silence those. Be here for the next 45, 60 minutes just to get the information that's really going to help you get some clarity when it comes to how to kind of tackle this. On the digital side, everybody, being essential, pharmacies are essential. You're all still open, you're all still doing business, but we're gonna kind of walk through the ins and outs of what to do with your digital side of this, and how to keep your customers in the know and in the loop and make sure everyone's getting the information they need, because that's really the most important thing, when it comes to this, is just getting the right information. So pharmacies are a very trusted resource that people look to for information when it comes to stuff like this. So you want to make sure you're putting out the right information for everyone. So that was just a few housekeeping things. Obviously, why are we here? The COVID-19 or coronavirus is front and center. We all need an action plan. When it comes to everything, you need an action plan, but obviously, especially for this, like I kind of just mentioned, everybody's looking for answers. Everybody's looking for, the guidance and best course of action. So I want to make it very clear, though, that the messaging here is we're not looking to profit or / market the pharmacy off of this and come off in a negative way or look like it's trying to be a profit off of a pandemic or profit at other people's misfortunes or anything like that. So I want to make that very clear. It's doing this, and what we kind of walk through is going to shift that away from that, if that's even being presented. It's rather be we want to be a trusted resource for people when they need the information, right? We want to be that hub of information for people, so that they can get the information they need and be confident in the information as well. So we want to be very clear about that, very clear about the messaging, that we're not looking to profit off of this or appear to be profiting off of this, but rather be a trusted resource. Okay. And we don't know how long this is going to last at the moment. So, we might do this webinar another 2 times and we might not do it again. I don't know. I don't have the answers of how long this is going to last either. But digitally, things are changing daily, like I said. So we're constantly rapidly evolving ourselves, and, we're just going with it as best we can. So we could do this another time, in 2 weeks, maybe, it could be another 2 or 3 of these webinars. I'm not sure yet, but we'll just see how it goes. So who am I? Why should you listen to me when it comes to this stuff? I run Pharmacy Ignite, which is a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in independent pharmacies. We work with pharmacies all over the country. So we do this day in and day out. and I'm the author of the Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Pharmacies, How to Ignite Your Pharmacy Growth Online. So if you want a free copy of that book right now, if you're looking for some reading, it's available on Amazon, but get the free copy unless you like having the actual hard copy. Some people like having the book in their hand. You can get it off Amazon if you really want, but I would recommend just grabbing the free version at pharmacyignite.com. So didn't write it to, profit off of it. Wanted to get the information out there for you guys. So it's a complete walkthrough of everything pharmacies should be doing. And we're constantly updating that, since it's digital, we can update it with the latest practices and all that. So that's who I am and why you should listen to me. When it comes to this stuff, and like I said, this is what we do. There's a little snapshot of our website, so where you can see to get the book. But like I said, we work with pharmacies all over the country. This is what we do day in and day out. So we're constantly in this digital realm as far as this goes. So we're looking to help you guys in any way possible, with this situation and how you can get the action plan together for this. Okay. So you should have gotten an email with a workbook. That's something we put together for you guys. I'll leave this screen up here for a second so you can get that. It's a short link, so it's a bit.ly link. So it's 3 lowercase a, the number 6, lowercase I, uppercase U, lowercase x, uppercase V. If you go to that link, it'll take you straight to the Google Doc. And that's what we're going to be working off of for this. You can download it now and work through it with us, or you could download it after the fact, completely up to you. But we like to put the workbooks together when we do these webinars, because it just kind of keeps everything uniform as far as where we're at in the process, because there is some stuff that you guys have to think through on your end when it comes to these types of webinars. So if we need to, we can, let me pop that in the chat for you guys as well. So that's 3A, 6I, uppercase U, X, V. There you go. So you can grab that workbook and work through that, like I said, now while we're going through the webinar, or you can do it after the fact. So, all right. So here is just a complete overview snapshot of the action plan. It's very step-by-step, very action-oriented. So it gets you in the mode of thinking about what you need to do, starting with the statement. Obviously, when we did this webinar, I want to kind of preface this. When we did this webinar a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, this was all like brand new. Everybody was really kind of getting into it. So I know some of the stuff you probably have already done, but I still want to reiterate it. And you can still use the same tasks and actions, but just update the message. So we'll cover that. But so I'm aware that, a lot of you might have this already in place, or have a piece here in place or a piece there, or you've already done something, such as issuing your statement and putting that on your website and stuff like that. That's kind of step one. But some of the stuff beyond that, I want to make sure we kind of walk through so you guys understand the best way to get the information into your customers' hands and how to go about that. So that's a quick snapshot of the action plan, but we're going to kind of dive into each one of these sections one by one. So yeah, like I said, it starts with your statement. So here's a sample statement for you. The way you want to think about this is just, answer the questions that people have, right? And like I said, many of you might probably have already done this. If you have, and maybe you need to revise it for how things have changed, go ahead and do that. But this is a sample statement that you can use. It's pretty generic in terms of it doesn't talk about anything specifically or any pharmacy specifically or anything like that. But just steps they're taking, cleaning credit card terminals, counters, door handles, if you're still letting people into your pharmacy. Some people I know have stopped that and have just closed the doors and done, drive through and stuff like that. So everybody's a little bit different in how they're proceeding. Staff members, it kind of touches on that. And then what you're asking from customers. If you need to edit those, obviously feel free to make it your own. But that's a sample statement you can kind of use to get started, because we know a lot of people don't really know, they know what they want to say, but don't really know how to kind of put it together. So here's a quick screenshot of how we're doing it for clients. We're making it very clear right away. We're putting the pop-up on a website, on their websites, and making sure that people are seeing it, right away. They actually have to click out of it because, it's important information. A lot of people talk about how much they hate pop-ups. But with something like this, it's good to utilize pop-ups when it comes to getting this information in front of people. So having that, that pop up front and center on the website, show up on desktop and mobile, so that at least they have to click out of it. Kind of ensures that they're going to see it, that customers are going to see it. So that's step one. Create the statement, and then use it on all your platforms. Get the website, get it on Facebook. We'll keep going down the list here, but get it on your website with a pop up, or you could create a page like we're going to talk about in a second, and link to that page. But this has been really well received from the feedback we've gotten. But this is kind of an idea we came up with as far as creating what we're calling an update center on the website for each of our clients. So the idea here is to create a page that will remain on the website and be updated with information from credible sources like the CDC and World Health Organization and whatnot, with the information about what's happening. So this is a screenshot, obviously, from all the way back on March 17th, but having this updated, at this point, it doesn't really have to be daily. It could be every couple days, just whenever pertinent information is coming out. But you're creating a resource, a hub on your site that people can resort back to get, good quality information. And if you want to see a live one, you can go to hubbardyoungpharmacy.com/update center. But just, like I said, literally having updates on there to keep people in the know. We pulled stuff over directly from the CDC website, so it's from a credible source, with just the basic information that obviously everybody's aware of now. But keeping that consistent with quality messaging from credible sources is the important part here. But your customers will appreciate that. They'll appreciate a place that they know they can go and check every couple days and to see if anything's changed, anything. And you can use it to make announcements as well. We have people doing that. They're using their update center to announce, hey, here's what the CDC just said, and also, hey, we have this in stock, or we have, some new items coming in, or whatever the message may be that you want to get in front of people. And then, you're constantly sending people back to your website, right? So we're getting use out of the website even more than ever. So that's a really cool kind of tactic, but create an update center on your website so that people can get the information they need all from one reliable source, because they know you're getting it from a reliable source. And tell people, we're getting this from the CDC, or the World Health Organization. That's where it's coming from. So it's not opinion or anything like that. It's coming from a credible source. So and then there, FAQs. We pulled these directly from the CDC site as well. These are kind of the big questions when it first kicked off. Obviously there's some kind of evolving as we go. So we're going to go back and revisit this and see if there's anything that needs to be added as far as frequently asked questions goes. But again, think about this from the standpoint of, if you're getting the same questions over and over, from customers, pop them in here, right? Give them access to this, and give them the answers that they're looking for in one consistent spot. So if you find yourself getting the same questions a lot, this is a good way to resolve that. So this is a big one that we're really telling people to jump on, but creating a lot of video, right? Video is by far the most easily consumed form of media, especially online. When you write something out, that's great, but people will click a play button faster than anything, and listen to a video. So create an announcement video with either, if you're the owner, the pharmacist, or both, create an announcement video that includes what you have in your statement, and then just, reassures people that you're available and you'll be posting updates. Add the video to the update page on the website and post it to all your social media pages. And it doesn't have to be some grand production, don't overthink it. Just, again, get on there, be transparent, talk about what you're doing, talk about the fact that you're getting your information from the CDC and the stuff you have in stock, if people need this, and just kind of reassure people. People with the whole self-isolation and quarantine and all that going on, people are more drawn to people than ever. And so we want to see videos of people in our community. We want to see what's, how people are faring. So this video will probably be one of your most popular videos of all time, just because of, the fact that everyone's quarantined, we're all self-isolated. we're all away from each other, and we're all craving that interaction as much as possible. So, you know, the stats, obviously we're on Zoom right now, but I mean, Zoom is almost getting 1 billion page views a day now. You know, it's up from like, they used to get less than 100 million. Now they're up around 900 million page views and people using the platform. FaceTime, I can imagine, is probably skyrocketing as well. So stuff like that is just kind of key indicators that, you know, people are still wanting to communicate and hear from people. So kind of use that in your thought process here, and create an announcement video. And you can do weekly videos, daily videos. I mean, you can take this and make it your own, but just run with the idea of doing more videos, right? Because it'll go over really well. People will ask questions. People will be really engaged when you post them on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. You'll get a lot of comments, a lot of shares, you know, so there's a lot of pluses to this, but definitely consider doing a video, you know, right out of the gate with a basic, you know, statement, and an update. And then, like I said, continue to do them if that's something that you're comfortable with, you know, doing on a semi, you know, every other day basis or something like that with updates, right? So run with that. You can host an AMA, Ask Me Anything, Facebook and Instagram Live. Again, kind of just touched on this, but sit down and have your phone and say, you know, preface this though. Don't just go live and expect people to be on. You want to kind of set it up in terms of saying, hey, we're going to go live, you know, kind of like I did with this webinar. You know, we're going to go live Thursday at 2 p.m. You know, join us. Have your questions ready if you have any specific questions. But it's going to be Ask Me Anything, you know, about the coronavirus, and do a Facebook and an Instagram Live, and, you know, let people, you know, have communication, give people a chance to get their questions asked virtually, and you know, this obviously protects you and your patients from unneeded exposure. If someone's just had a specific question but hasn't, you know, taken the initiative to pick up the phone and call or come in, you know, they can feel like they can get their questions answered. And you could turn this into a weekly thing as well. Like I said, we're quickly seeing that we don't know how long this is going to go on. So the more stuff that you can create for your customers that they can kind of rely on, if they know you're going to do every Monday a Facebook Live, with updates, and they can ask questions on what's going on and what you know you're hearing as a pharmacist, you know, they'll appreciate that. That'll go a long way, and you'll win them over if you haven't already, you know, even more, right? And they won't want to go to any other pharmacy, because, you know, there's no big box pharmacies doing that, right? It's you're the community pharmacies, you're the lifeblood of the community. So, you know, be out there, be in front of people, be in front of the community, as much as possible, and use virtual aspects for that, to accomplish that. So next step, if you are utilizing email marketing, continue to utilize it. If you're not, start now. This is something I preach to everybody that I talk to, but, you know, start collecting emails today. You know, if you're doing business through your drive-through or delivery or curbside pickup or whatever it may be, you know, find a way, be innovative, find a way to get people's emails. You know, now is a good time to put something on your website that says sign up for our email newsletter, to be kept up to date on what's going on with COVID-19 and coronavirus and whatnot. You know, and start collecting emails. And the reason, I'll kind of explain why I'm big on this. A lot of people moved away from email, and obviously when social blew up, they moved on to that because it was the new thing. But email has never gone anywhere. If anything, it's still one of the most reliable, if not the most reliable way to get in front of people in a digital, you know, aspect. But the thing is, with an email list, the big thing is you control it. Okay. You don't control your Facebook page, your Instagram page, or any of your social profiles, right? You're at the mercy of Facebook and Instagram to basically play their game, right? So whatever they want to do, if they want to limit your reach like they did back, you know, 6 or 7 years ago, they'll do that, and they'll force you to use the paid ads version or platform more and more. And to kind of explain that for people who aren't aware, you know, 6 or 7 years ago, if you had 1,000 followers on your Facebook page and you made a post, just a regular post, that didn't cost you anything, you could expect, you know, 700, 800 of them, 70 to 80% would see the post. And, you know, the timeline was in chronological order. It made sense. You know, whoever posted 2 seconds ago was at the top. It doesn't work that way anymore. Now they try to cater the Facebook feed to your actions and who you click on most. So if you got people following you, then, you know, don't always click on your post or engage with your post won't always be shown. And so what happens is that limits the reach down to 15 or 20%. And then what they did is they kind of forced people, all businesses, to go onto the ads platform to reach people. And so they could do something like that again. We don't know. So that's why I kind of preach, get an email list. Get everybody, anyone that your customers, anyone that you're doing business with, get an email list. Get them into MailChimp is one I always recommend. They give you 2,000 emails for free before you even have to start paying, like 2,000 contacts. So you can start building that list. But that's something you'll always control. You'll always control that and your website. Those are the two things. Nobody can alter those from you. But Facebook, Instagram, these social platforms, YouTube, all this, that's their platform. They can do whatever they want with it. So if they start changing the tune, you know, you have to just roll with it and play ball. But you know, email announcements out and videos and links to your update page out to your list, and let them know that they can expect these, and that, again, that it all goes back to reliable, trustworthy information that's coming from good sources, right? So definitely take a page out of that book and start doing email if you haven't already. And if you're already doing it, great, keep doing more. You know, if you're already using Constant Contact or you have it built into, you know, your pharmacy management system or something along those lines, keep doing it. Keep pushing the messages out. There's no, you're not going to over communicate at this point with what's going on, because nobody has all the information, right? So everybody's constantly looking for the latest updates. And unfortunately, we all know social media can be skewed, right? Anybody can make a fake headline and make it look, you know, clickbait, and we click on nonsense and stuff that's not real. So so people are looking for that good, reliable information, so you can be that source. Utilize SMS messaging to get in touch with your database as well. So email and SMS, like I said, the email is probably one of the most reliable. SMS get open, you know, text messages get open, I think it's like 97% open rate, right? Everybody opens a text when they get it. You know, there's a reason why political campaigns spam us with text messages, because it gets opened. So same thing, send out an SMS with the same information, links to videos, back to your update page. You know, you can set up the same thing. It's the same concept essentially as email marketing. You can go and find some software, get people, you know, put a pop-up or a sign up on your website to say, hey, you know, enter your phone number here to get put on our SMS list, so you can get, you know, up to the minute updates on what's going on. With something like a pandemic, people are going to sign up for that, right? And then you have that list of phone numbers and that list of emails. Now you have two ways to get in touch with your client, you know, your customer base, and stay in front of them, right? You're not relying on the other platforms like we just talked about. So the idea here is to ensure that customers get the information. So if you have that messaging and that approach to just, you know, because people will be hesitant, you know, we're all hesitant about giving someone our cell phone number and our email, because we don't want to get spammed to death. But with what's going on and you guys being pharmacies, and the, you know, the information right now being a pandemic and affecting people's health, you know, you can kind of see where I'm going with this, that they'll connect the dots and they won't be opposed to getting the right information. So take this opportunity to start the email list, start the SMS list, and start building those, because those are assets. Those are digital assets for you that you can keep for as long as you're in business, right? And always utilize. So definitely utilize SMS messaging. And again, if you need examples, a quick Google search, you can find software that does this, and it's very inexpensive. But if you want some good examples, just reach out to me. I'll give you some good ones that we've used in the past, and you can check those out. So okay, so I kind of harped on avoiding the social medias, but there is some stuff you do want to do on social media as well, or not avoiding social media, but not relying on social media, because it's an uncontrollable platform in a sense. But take advantage right now of running ads if you're not already. And there's a few reasons for this. One, I've kind of already touched on with the limited reach, right? Your page having 1,000 followers, it's only going to reach 15 to 20%. So this information is important, right? If you're putting out information that affects people's health and well-being, you know, that's important information that your customers need and would appreciate you finding a way to get into their hands. Okay, so consider running a Facebook and Instagram ad campaign, or multiple, with this information. start, with the announcement. You can do your video, but start and just do a very general, because this affects everybody. You don't need to get crazy with the targeting. Just do a very general ad that covers your entire hometown, local area, hometown, zip code, whatever. You can kind of do it different ways. And you can do a perimeter around it, like 10 miles around your pharmacy, or 20 or whatever. That way it gets everybody over the age of 18 all the way up to, as old as you want, men and women. Don't exclude anybody. And like I said, do one that's just very general in terms of, hey, we have an update page here, and link back to your update page on your site. You'll end up getting people to your site that aren't actually your customers, because they'll want the information as well. So you can, kind of run with this in different ways, but you're going to end up getting people back to your site that are maybe a CVS customer, a Walgreens customer, or something like that, or a rival, independent pharmacy customer, because they're not doing stuff like this, right? So if you got people come back to your website, you're going to win them over as customers if they know that you're the trusted resource. They might come out of this switching their prescription to you, or coming to you to get all their supplies or whatever it may be. So take advantage of this right now. And the second reason that you want to do it is because the dollar is actually going 30% farther, almost maybe 40% at this point. And what I mean by that is, if you were spending $100 before this and you were getting 100 clicks, well, now you're getting 130 clicks for $100, because people are pulling back off the platform. People are they're pulling, tightening up in terms of, and this is not just in the pharmacy space. This is in any space. When all industries are affected, the cost per click goes down. And we're all quarantined right now. Point 3 is we're all quarantined right now. You've got people who are just online, who aren't normally online, right? They're stuck at home. They're not working. So you're going to reach more people. The dollar is going to go farther. So definitely take advantage of that in terms of getting the information and getting that information into people's hands that need it, right? And becoming that trusted resource. Again, like we said, the whole idea behind this is being that trusted resource. I got a second bullet point on here: started to campaign using the owner statement video. You could switch these out weekly, to if you're going to do the weekly videos, to keep those updated. But yeah, these are going to reach people who may or may not be your customers or already following you. So definitely take advantage of that on both Facebook and Instagram. And guys, if you have questions, feel free to pop them into the chat, and I can answer them as we go, or we can circle back to them at the end. So don't hesitate if you have a specific question or something like that you want me to cover. Okay, next, geofencing. All right, so there's a lot of different ways you can go about this, I guess is the best way to say it. But for anyone who doesn't know about geofencing or understand geofencing, it's a way to say that anytime someone comes into a certain radius, they could see an ad, or they could be shown an advertisement in some form or fashion, right? So you can set a radius around a point, and as soon as a phone enters that radius, ads will start showing, and they'll be geo-targeted based on their location. Okay, so this is an extremely easy time, if you want to think about it that way, to know exactly where people are, right? You're not going to have to guess at the targeting. So people are going to go to the places they're allowed to go. If you're in one of the states that have issued a lockdown of sorts, they can only go to your pharmacies, grocery stores, stuff like hospitals, stuff like that. So then they're going to be in neighborhoods. So you could drill down to specific neighborhoods. Like, let's say you have a very very specific neighborhood near your pharmacy that is all your ideal customers are in there. Like, it's right around the corner. It's got all the demographics that fit what your ideal customer profile is. You could make an ad campaign with some geofencing that talks to them specifically, and it could say, random name of a neighborhood, Millbrook, or something like that. You could say, Millbrook residents, and get their attention with an ad and talk to them specifically with geofencing. So you can, target the places that they're going to be, which is at home in their neighborhood, and make sure that they see your videos, see your information, know about your update center on your website, and get their attention, because it's never been easier with what's going on. So definitely consider geofencing to get the information out there and take advantage of that. Okay. Next point, continue creating content relative to the situation. So if you don't have a blog on your website, start. And there's a lot of questions that I get about a blog. And most people hear blog, they think, well, I don't want to write a blog. And they think of it in terms of like a personal blog where you're talking about stuff that, doesn't really pertain to business. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a blog for business, and you don't have to call it blog. You could call it your news section or anything like that. But if you don't have this in place, go ahead and put this in place. And this is for a couple reasons. One, this is another way that you can create content that is pertinent to what's going on right now. So for instance, you can see one here, what's the difference between the coronavirus and the flu? That was a big, big question that was getting a lot of Google searches early on in this, before people really knew what the coronavirus was. So we created some content around that. And so now when people are, searching that online, they're going to find these pieces of content, and end up on the site, end up, reading it or at least skimming through it. And then we usually put a call to action at the end of the content. And in this case, it's going to be, head over to our update center to check out, the latest updates with the coronavirus. So post weekly blogs, get somebody that's a good writer. You might have a family member, you might have another, an employee that would love to step up and do this for you. Get someone to do some quick research and find out what people are asking online. And a quick way to do this is if you go to Google and you type in a topic, like you could type in the flu, coronavirus, whatever it is. Obviously, in this case, we're talking about coronavirus. If you type that in and you scroll down on the search results, there's a section called the feedback page, or the feedback section. And it says what people are asking online. So Google is actually telling you what people are Googling, and you can see what is popular and what's being asked a lot. And so you'll know, okay, people are asking what's the difference between the coronavirus and the flu. There's your topic. That's all you need to do. And so now you can write or have someone write for you the difference. And you're the one now creating the content. You're the one putting the content out, showing your expertise. And now you have something you can share on Facebook. You can share with your email list, with your text message list. It gives you a reason to stay in front of people and stay top of mind with what's going on, because you're, putting out useful content at this time, right? So continue to do that if you're already doing it. If you're not, start putting that content out there for people so that they can rely on it. Try to make it as consistent as you can. Like I said, if you're going to do videos every week or Facebook Lives, do them on the same day. Same thing with content. Try putting it out on the same day so people can find some normalcy in this and get used to the fact that you're going to be doing that, and it continues to come, and it'll provide them a sense of relief in a way, if you think about it, because they'll be used to the fact that you're there, you haven't gone anywhere, you're still there for them. You're on the front lines of it. You're handling it day in and day out. You'll get people, like I said, you'll get people that if they're not your customers, they will become your customers because of the actions you take during this, right? Because you were there for them, and that's what they're looking for. All right. So just continue creating that content. I think this might be my final point, but I think a big thing to consider right now is creating an online store. All right. I know I've talked with a lot of pharmacy owners, and they've always debated on this. If they don't have a store in place, they've always considered it. But I will preface by saying it is going to be some legwork. It's not an overnight thing. It's not just going to pop up and be, poof, I've got a great, online e-commerce store that I can offer my OTC products and stuff like that. It'll take a little bit of legwork, but now is arguably one of the best times, if not the best time ever, to consider doing this because of what we're facing. So if you have a way to get this going, I highly recommend it. I can give you some resources that make this easier than just trying to figure it out on your own. But set up that online store and start offering people the option to be able to buy, and you ship it to them or deliver it to them if you do that, if they're close enough to you, or curbside pickup, again, drive through. It all depends on your your setup and how your layout goes. But now more than ever, people are looking to get what they need, online, as opposed to having to go out. So again, it's just another thing that you can offer off of your customers as far as that goes. So I believe that was the last. Yep. So that was the last kind of step in the action plan. And if you need help implementing, if you just want to have a strategy session, we call it a pharmacy acceleration session, where we jump on a Zoom call like this and just talk through it and just kind of lay it out. That's free of charge. We don't charge for that, but it helps people get clear and unpack, what they need to do. If you have some specific questions about, starting the store, or how to do a Facebook Live, or whatever it may be, we're here for you on that. Like I said, feel free to reach out, give us a call, at that phone number listed there. If you go on our website, you can actually get, well, there it is. I didn't have it clicked. One more click. pharmacyignite.com/schedule. You can pick a time on my calendar, and we can set up a Zoom call where we just, kind of map it out, hash it out, walk through anything specific. If you have specific questions, we pretty much do these every day with people all over the country. So take advantage of that. And if you need help implementing, we're here for you. Again, if you have questions, I'll hang out here for a little bit, but I appreciate you guys being on and setting aside the time to be here. We are recording this, so I'll be posting that on our replay page, so you'll get a link to that once we get everything uploaded. I've got to download the video after this and then re-upload it. So again, we're getting close, to about 45 minutes. I didn't want to make this be 2 hours long or anything like that, because I know everybody's busy right now, and so appreciate you guys being here. I'm not seeing any questions pop into the chat. If you think of something after the fact, you can always reach out to me. It's just Shane@pharmacyignite.com. Feel free to shoot your questions over, and we'll go from there. So since I'm not seeing any specific questions right now, we'll go ahead and wrap up there. Again, I appreciate you guys being here, and be on the lookout for this replay, and we'll talk soon. All right, thanks guys.
If you're looking for more information on how to attract more customers to your pharmacy, go to pharmacyignite.com and schedule your free pharmacy acceleration session with marketing expert and founder Shane Gebhardt. You can also join our free Pharmacy Marketing Mastermind Facebook group to learn from other pharmacy owners and managers. If you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review.